Hey there, friends. I'm just going over some of the questions that you have, and I wanted to get back to you on a few of them. I've gotten this one a lot lately. I thought maybe we could start with that. And it's this. Why don't guys like to commit to relationships? Well, it's a pretty common question. I think there's a lot of I think that's one. It's kind of a personal question, um, but I think that there's a couple factors that might benefit you from understanding as to why like that is definitely a cultural thing or why a lot of people feel that way. The first thing I'm going to say is look at every article, like every TV show, every commercial, every product out there. Like in our particular culture, I wouldn't say that committing to things for a long term is something that's valued very strongly. I would say that in fact it's change, finding new things that you like, and I think that translates over into our understanding of relationships as well as like we don't see that modeled everywhere. Guys don't hear, oh my gosh, what's awesome is committing to a girl and being really faithful and really nice and kind to her and a gentleman. Like that's not something that is sold a lot to us in a culture at this time. I hope that it will be, but those things I think influence people's perspective. And the other thing that I'm going to say, though, on a different note, one that will probably not make all the girls happy, is um, stop trying to make young guys commit to relationships. You can't make people love you. You can't even make people like you. Sometimes when you squeeze something so hard, your hand turns white because all the blood flows out of it, and you can't squeeze your hand very hard because that's not how you do things. And you can't make people do much of anything. And too many girls want guys who are teenagers and not wired for deep commitment at that time period in their life. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. I don't care if you want them to be. They're not. They want them to commit to things that they aren't ready for. And in fact, guys have so do girls, but in this particular case, guys tend to have a fight or flight response. And that means that you either decide to stay around something or you run away from it because you know you're not ready. And a lot of people, there's a subconscious thing built in where they naturally run away from something because somebody else is wanting too much of it. And when you try to force someone to be somewhere where they shouldn't be yet naturally, there's always going to be tension, and that's not a good recipe for relationships anyway. So stop trying to make guys or want them to commit to something they aren't ready for, and just learn about each other. So, date lightly. Don't take it lightly, but just make sure that you realize that people are thinking about it very differently, depending on their gender and their age and where they're from. So I hope that helps. You're very special and unique, and I hope that you enjoy your day and that there was some good news in there somewhere. Okay, bye.